Pleasure to have a chance to speak with you. You would not remember this, but back in the day, when I was working at a radio station, 680 News in Toronto, literally, I'd be interviewing you guys at least two or three times a year for a long time. I've got mini discs because we would do it over the phone back then.
Wow.
I've got mini discs that literally collective soul, collective soul, collective soul, collective soul. Like we did a lot of interviews, and the reason why is because you guys were releasing. You guys were touring, like you guys were everywhere. You
We were
guys were
hustling, man. We were hustling back then.
like you guys were the sound back then, literally. How
Yeah,
did that
thanks,
feel,
man.
man?
Uh, you know, uh, it's been 30 that we're going back 32 years now to when Sean was released. But
Yeah.
yeah, the combination of the guys and Ed's songwriting, it's and then the hard work and the hustle. We did put in the hard work in those early days. We wouldn't be signing on for those type tours anymore. But man, we were just always focused on the next music and the next songs, and people loved it, man. I'm just feel fortunate to be here, and we're still making great music now.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna get into all of that, man. But right off the top, I gotta get into one of the big reasons why we're talking Fallsview Casino. You're heading into the Niagara area. This is towards the end of March. What's the show gonna be like, man? How does it feel coming back into the region?
Yeah, I like it. I like that casino. I like that room. We've always had a romance with Canada, all parts of Canada, even going back to the first Lee's Palace in Toronto. There's just great memories there. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. It's like remembering all the memories and singing along to the songs and we'll throw in a few new things too.
I was gonna say, man, I love asking this to the bands. What's the one song that you guys have to perform? And if you don't, they're gonna burn the place down.
Yeah, I guess it's hard to say with Collective Soul. I bet we have three or four. I
Yeah.
would say World I Know, December, of course, Shine. Uh, if we don't play those three for sure, something something's getting burned.
Is it gonna be new merch?
Oh yeah, we've got some new merch. I saw it recently. Got some cool stuff coming out. Yeah, of course.
I still love the old stuff, man. Can we still get that? The old t-shirts and
We
stuff?
do some throwback shirts from time to time because they sell. Yeah, as soon as yeah, and that's a good idea. I'd like to look at some of our past because I'll see somebody wearing one of a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old shirt, and I'm like, oh, I remember that shirt. That shirt was cool. It'd be cool to like reissue some of those. I bet they'd sell good. People would remember it.
They would, but because I was in radio for so long as a music reporter, I still have the do not sell CDs of stuff that the
Yeah,
record companies would.
promotional only.
Exactly. And I refuse to give that stuff up, man.
Yeah.
I want to get back into because I had a chance to see the documentary, which I loved. Why was it important to put that together now, do you think?
Well, what I mean, we saw 30 as a target, 30 years as a target, but um, yeah, I guess it's just it's kind of it's also kind of the golden era of documentaries as well. But
Mhm.
there's a lot to our story that I think we're kind of like, and who described us as this way? Rick Beato, the band that you know but you don't know. So I think there was a lot of us, or a lot of our feelings that wanted people to know a little bit more about the true story of Collective Soul. I think they saw all the success with the songs and stuff, and I don't know. I think people need to know that there was really five guys and a true small town story behind all those hits and all that touring.
It's not just small town, but family, which
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
did not realize how much family made a difference in just even before the origins of
Right,
Collective Soul.
right. Yeah, and it was hard to tell that story in detail. There's more I could tell you about as far as how long we've known each other and how long, as far as me and the Rollins, that goes back a generation or two. Their parents, their their grandfather or my grandfather knew their father well before there was a recording studio, and then the studio opened up in '76. Yeah, and Ed would have been 11 years old. I'd have been about five, when the studio opened up. And Ross grew up right around back behind the studio, and me and Shane met on the drum line in seventh grade. And, that's seventh grade is when we met Shane, kind of middle school. And he was the last person we met. Everybody else, we all went to the Baptist church and knew each other from our earliest memories. And now we still end up on buses and stages together. Yeah.
Is that why you guys got along so well over the years? And when I say that is because there have been so many bands back then who, success comes in, and I'm going to talk about success with you guys, and then suddenly there's, you know, I write all the songs. You shouldn't be getting this, and it's now a business, and suddenly this guy who was your best buddy has his own manager, and this guy has his own manager, and I'm gonna ride this bus myself, and why did that happen with you guys?
I think that's definitely a big part of it. We literally knew who each other were. It's not like we just thought we were great friends and then success came and then we splintered. We really know who each other are, and getting along is one thing, but of course we argue, but we genuinely love each other, right? And we literally genuinely love each other's families and stuff. So that's been, I think that's been part of the success from Collective Soul from the beginning. Yeah.
The other thing too is you guys are not, and again, this is no insult to any other groups out there, but from day one when we met you guys to today, you guys were never stuck up. You guys were never, we're Hollywood. You guys were the guys that, our next door neighbors. You guys were the guys who we would say, can we go out for a beer with you? And you'd be, yeah, come on. That's the way you guys were from day one and still
We
are.
probably invited you to have the beer with us, instead of the other way around. Uh, yeah, I think again, knowing each other, coming from the same small town. Yeah, I mean, people have used that word over and over, humble, right? Um, we didn't talk about that, but I do know that like in the '90s and stuff, we never thought like, look how cool we are. We're on MTV. Everybody likes us. We're selling records and we're number one on radio. And we never thought that. We had thought, how can we get better? What's our next record going to sound like? What can we do next time that's bigger and better? We were always looking to the next thing. And again, I think part of that was a little bit of the growing up in the studio was a big deal because we saw a bunch of artists come in and out, and my father taught us a lot about what was important. If you want to have a real career in the music industry, the song is important, and so we knew that. And so the whole, yeah, we're cool, we're on MTV thing. It was, of course, we thought we were cool, but we also thought we were just hardworking dudes that were ready for the next thing and trying to get better, really. Yeah.
The thing that came across to me was, and please correct me if I'm wrong when I say this, Shine, of course, the song that kicked things off. It sounded like to me that you guys were saying that it was an accident that the success. Okay, so you know where I'm going with this.
It definitely was an accident. Of course, that's not the first band that would be able to say that their first spark, and it was a hell of a spark, Shine was. But that's also not that uncommon. You don't really, there's really no book you could write or playbook you could go by and say, hey, this is how you make a hit record and a really cool live band. There is none. So there's a lot of stories where the intro or the moment that the spark that really started everything, ignited everything, was somewhat of an accident. I mean, it was no accident that Ed was a great songwriter and he had been working on his craft. at my father's studio, and like my father's little clip from the Entertainment Tonight segment in the '90s, where he lets everybody know you're looking at 9 years of overnight success, right? So it wasn't a true plan in the sense of a business plan or a radio promotions plan, but the goods were there, and the plan was to be successful as a band somehow, and is somehow the demo of Shine's the one that did it, you know.
But here's the interesting thing with you guys. So in one corner, you got grunge. Another corner, you got boy bands. In
Mhm.
another corner, you got R&B groups who could sing. In another corner, you've got new country. You've got all of this circling around you guys. You guys are right in the middle, and somehow you cut through all of that to become successful. Why did that work, and how much did MTV have to do with helping that?
Yeah, I think MTV was a part of all that, right? And it was totally dominated by grunge. Dominated so much that in the early days, people would call us a grunge band. Uh, and I thought that was always inaccurate in some form or fashion,
Yeah.
but we were all, not washing our hair and wearing plaid and baggy pants. So we all looked grungy. Uh, but but yeah, man, we just created, yeah, again, Ed's songwriting, his lyrics, there's something super special there. I think he definitely belongs amongst the conversation of the best of our era. Um, but we were always creating by what we didn't overthink it, man. It wasn't a business plan. We just created by what felt good to us. And again, because we grew up together and we all felt the same way about a lot of things, especially music, we were able to come up with where we wanted to take a song and get it there super quick and feel really good about it. And that was the rest was kind of out of our hands, you know. But we were a unit, man. We were definitely the definition of a band.
What would you say was your favorite or even biggest festival
Oh, the
to
biggest
do?
favorite festival is easily Woodstock '94.
You did you did both of them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
There's a
What was
list
that
of
like,
like
man?
five groups that played, two of them. Us, I can't remember everybody. But Us Live. Uh, I can't even. Sheryl Crow was three. There's only like five people that played both. Yeah,
What was that like to do that, man? Because we were so anticipating Woodstock back then, because of course what we knew back in the '60s, and
yeah,
just wanted the return of that feel of that.
yeah. I know it's crazy, and even back then we thought it was the '69 Woodstock, the OG. We thought it was so far removed from '94 being, 23 years old. You thought it was so far removed, and now it's like, dang, we're already 50 years past uh, the original Woodstock. But yeah, the original one was awesome. That they had lost control of the borders and the perimeter. And Friday nights when we played Friday evening. King's X played with us. That was a dream because that would have been one of my favorite bands of all time, especially when I was in that zone of listening to them all the time. Live played that night. Candlebox played that night. Sheryl Crow played that night. Blues Traveler played that night. A lot of bands that were pretty new on the scene in '94 played on Friday night. But the rain hadn't come yet. It was gorgeous outside. It was freaking awesome. And there was literally, I mean, it's all estimates, right? So, everybody's like between 350 and 500,000 people were there. I mean, that's just a crazy number. I don't know. We have huge festivals in today's world, but I don't know about 400,000 people in front of a stage. I don't know if we're hitting those numbers right now.
No, you got to go to like Brazil or one of those
And I don't even
countries
know
to
if
be
they're
doing
hitting
that.
400,000. That's a
Well,
huge number.
let's go smaller, because you mentioned about Lee's Palace here in Toronto, because that's where I am. What
Yeah.
was it like for you guys to be playing somewhere like Lee's Palace, and then to be able to come back a year or two later and you're big playing in bigger venues?
Yeah, a year later, we'd have been playing the arena with Van Halen.
Yeah.
So no, it was just again, we didn't ever stop and pinch ourselves. It was always about and we created the memories and we I mean, we didn't miss a night. There was not a single night I missed Van Halen perform or tried to get some words of wisdom from Eddie. And Eddie was in our dressing room all the time.
Wow.
I don't know if he was just tired of his bandmates or what, but he was in our dressing room all the time. He was dropping pearls of wisdom whether we wanted them or not. But uh, we were just trying to earn our keep, man, and look and trying to figure out what the next record and what the next move was going to be. And we soaked it up, but we were always looking forward.
Was there anything that you wish you guys did back then when you think back? Um, Meaning, of course, like, did you think you missed something that we should have done this back then,
I think
but
it's
we
hard
didn't
to
have the
say that.
opportunity because we were always working?
Yeah. No, I think like I said, I think we definitely tried to soak it in as well. We weren't always like not in the moment. We tried to be in the moment as well, but we were just super busy and always looking to the next thing. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to say about regrets when you feel like you're successful and you feel great about where you are. Because who knows, it's that whole, who knows what would happen if you would have done something differently. I think I'd like to see if, like, the one thing I think of though would be the song "No More, No Less" from
Yeah.
Dosage. I kind of wish we could go back in time and see what would have happened if that would have been a single. But other than that, it's like I don't even have anything I would think of that we would have done differently necessarily. Yeah.
You guys never, like woo to awards, but the was it the Georgia Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I think it was,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
that's got to be a great honor for you guys,
It
man.
is, man. There's something in the water down here, so there's a lot of great names in the Georgia Music Hall of Fame. I mean, the whole history down here started with Otis Redding, James Brown, Little Richard. I mean, uh, there was moments in Macon where on a weekend, all three of those guys would have been playing in small clubs in Macon, Georgia. And then, of course, you got the Allman Brothers and a lot of Southern rock that's kind of out of here. And then REM, Collective Soul. The names are big. The country names yeah, they might work out of Nashville, but the country names in the Georgia Music Hall of Fame, massive. Uh,
Yeah, no, definitely. Do you own a studio? I was
yeah, I own the studio that my father opened.
That's
Uh,
amazing, man. And
yeah.
and does the band record there as well, or
We do get some work done here from time to time. In general, Collective Soul, we like to go on location and isolate and have fun, like either on a mountain or on a beach or I don't know. But inevitably, yeah, there's some work that gets done in the studio, and if we need to, it's right there in Atlanta. We get in there and record. But in general, if we're going to try to record a record, we'll get away for like a month and go somewhere
what
and be
about new
a
music?
band. We feel like it's important to be a band, not go home and then go back to the studio and it feels like it's work a little bit. We
Mm.
like to just okay, cool. We're recording a record. We're going to be a band and record a record for a month here. And the last one was done in Palm Springs. The one that's coming out very soon was done on the side of a mountain in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So
And that's what I wanted to ask you, man, about the new music. What's going on with this? And I think you just said it. When is this going to be released?
I believe the date. It's going to be on vinyl only. I think record day.
Yes.
Yeah, record day in April. And then, following that, you will be able to buy and stream the whole record. But I think for a small amount of time, it's going to be vinyl only, and it comes
Yes.
out on Record Store Day. Is that April 16th? I think I'm not sure.
Somewhere around there. What's the album called?
oh,
We can look it up on the
uh,
website.
oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Don't
Oh
worry
well.
about it. We'll look it up on the website, man. I'm just thrilled that it's on vinyl because I never got rid of my old vinyl and I refuse to. And I don't think, and I'd love to keep it going. So this is going to be something I'm definitely going to be looking forward to, man.
Yeah, man. I've got about 500 records, and I went to the record store yesterday too. So
As we're wrapping this up, how do you want the legacy of Collective Soul to be remembered? I know for me, you guys were always open for conversations. And the thing is, though, you guys could do 100 interviews in a day, and you always treated the press like it was the first interview of that day. You guys were great at that.
thanks, man. Uh, we're just friendly dudes, and we try to have fun. There's no other way to do it, right? I mean, why are you gonna have a bad attitude? Somebody wants to help you promote your music, you know. Uh, Figure out a way to be on earth and be happy, man. If you're, especially if you're getting to promote your own music. But yeah, in general, we love talking to people. That's another question I get asked a lot. What's your favorite thing you've been able to do through, your career? And that's definitely top three is being able to meet other people. Me and you talk about this. This is not our first time conversating, meet other people and travel around the world. That's definitely one of the main things that's been great about this job. We've got literally have real friends all across the globe. And I think that's cool. I think that's something to be, I think that ends up being part of your legacy. Ultimately, we always wanted to be known for our music. And I think that's in there. I think we got that. And then hopefully at the end of the day, if people think we're good people, then that's important too. So
Amen to that. And you guys are great. I gotta say, man, I was just thrilled to be able to talk to you guys all the time because I knew when I put the words collective soul on the air saying, coming up, I'm talking to, I
we'd
knew
have
my audience
fun.
wasn't going to move.
Yeah.
So, and they're always looking forward to it. I got to go through my old photos because I got way too many to see if I can find some because I know we did some one on one.
Post it.
Exactly, exactly. Brother, thank you so much for the interview. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
back
man.
down in this region and just looking forward to seeing you guys and looking forward to the new music. But thank you for
Yeah,
30
man.
years
Thank
of
you.
great
Great to
music.
talk to you again, man. Appreciate it.